Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Autism Accolades. It's an interesting title. After a lot of thought, accolades, merit, accomplishment, achievement. That can refer to myself or more appropriately to all of the children, all of the families, all of the adults that are still in limbo, still awaiting the justice, the government benefit that they so widely deserve. I am the mother of 3 children, now ages 19 to 23. My oldest son was diagnosed with autism at 9 years of age. Basically, as he was growing up, the research around autism was being introduced or elaborated on. Likely the big charities that are no longer charitable organizations, but actually investment funds that draw the public attention. The benefits do not go to those set to be represented. Anyway, there's so much to say. I am not one who seeks public attention. I enjoy a very quiet life. A lot of things have happened around me lately, and my naturally analytic ability, my research skills, desire to explore and investigate have opened up because of it. There was a massive hurricane, and all that occurred after that, seeing the worst in people, the worst drive, seeing how so many families are affected, corruption and fraud. And next came the pandemic. Well, that lasted a very long time. My son, as a result of it, so bravely went on to college away from home, and he was sent home to go to school online, going from the dean's list to good standing, academic probation, and then suspension. And here he is, almost 24 years old, and he's still going for it. It breaks my heart to know that the services, the things that he deserves, that so many people deserve, that every child, every young adult deserves, they're not in place. They're not in place. So there's this illusion that we are going to be protected. Government has a responsibility for accountability, 1, regulation, 2, and fiduciary responsibilities, which means executing the funds of this country. So many people contribute to these taxes, and sadly, as everyone can see, Social Security is lacking, etc., etc. Student loans, well, who can get student loan relief? Not me. Anyway, it's very frustrating because what I see, where I see the money going, and I come from this angle based on research. That is one of my best skills and abilities. And what I see is that money is being sent or to a portion to companies, if you can even call it a company, because companies change their names with every SPAC. No one's audited these days, and that's my background in auditing governmental entities. Alas, yeah. So many interests are on genes cause autism. Anything to say that other things, environmental factors, do not cause autism, but there is no scientific evidence to support that this is something that is fully genetic. There never will be, actually. I think the research will come out, at least I hope, in the future about those things. Whereas all these funds that are from government and set aside, IDEA, does anyone remember IDEA, the act? It's a federal law, though some want to dispose of all federal law, state law, regulations, climate, resources, weathering, that's a big one. Anyways, no one cares about that. Resources. So, as related to autism, now I can see that there is a chart. Well, one of the only that I can find that is of I would call reasonable merit in all of the research there is today. And it starts like this. Mid 80s and 90s. Boom, it shoots up like that. That is the rapid rise in autism in California alone. I think that could likely be sensible and related to a lot of places in the United States, just in a review of history. So now we have these young adults, these adults who are competent, who are not intellectually impaired, who do not have behavioral deficits. So many attribute behavior. I'm a special education teacher of the wee littles. So many people will say a child with a behavior issue is developmentally delayed. Well, I would seem to think that that's because they may later say, well, until age 9. So basically, a child can flounder with behavior opportunity and miss all opportunities for mainstream education, learning to function in a classroom with their peers. Anyway, autism is not a behavioral deficit. That's one thing to say. So many people do not understand so many things about what autism is not. And education, healthcare, social services, all are diluted with all of these people assigned with disabilities when a disability does not truly exist. So back to autism, higher education, long-term futures. These people are competent, highly intelligent, empathetic, non-judgmental, and they have a right to a life, but no longer in this world. A country is no longer focused on their country. A state is no longer a state. Now, you look at a map. Think of the word efficiency. Everyone talks about efficiency. And so the basic premise is, let's look at the entire map. And if we're looking at efficiency, what geographical areas can we write off first? And all the people in it. I would venture to say the southeastern United States may be one of those. Alas, my oldest son, told me that you cannot make change without power and money, neither of which I possess. But my value, and what I know of myself is in me. It's the knowledge and the experience in autism, in education, in accounting, in finance, in business law, mortgages, etc., etc., etc. So, I appeal to you. Please join me on this journey and contribute, because we may not have the power of money, but those that do not have our best interests at heart. So I invite you to join me in making a change. Thanks. Nice to meet you.